Venezuelan national admits to bombing Georgetown gas station. Daniel Alexander Ramirez Perdomo, a Venezuelan national, has confessed to bombing the mobile gas station at Regent and King Streets, Georgetown, on Sunday night. This tragic attack claimed the life of 6-year-old Soraya Born. Authorities report that Ramirez Perdomo arrived in Guyana by boat from Venezuela on the morning of October 26, mere hours before the attack. He was accompanied by accomplices from both Venezuela and Guyana. During a press conference, the Guyana Police Force, GPF, revealed that Ramirez Perdomo is allegedly linked to the notorious Venezuelan Sindicato gang, which has been associated with previous violent incidents in Guyana, including a shooting involving Guyanese soldiers earlier this year in the Cuyuni River. Through a translator, Ramirez Perdomo admitted that the bomb had been smuggled into Guyana and was equipped with a switch that he activated after leaving a vehicle parked near the gas station. The police continue to investigate this incident, seeking further information and evidence related to the case. Heightened security measures and immigration crackdown following deadly attack in Georgetown. As investigations continue into the recent deadly terror attack in Georgetown, the Guyana Police Force, GPF, has announced increased security measures nationwide. The central government has also committed to intensifying its efforts against illegal immigration. Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken revealed that joint services patrols will be intensified across the country, with reinforced security measures at border locations. This follows the attack on the mobile gas station, where Daniel Alexander Ramirez Perdomo, a Venezuelan national linked to the notorious R Organization R, illegally entered Guyana and detonated a remote-controlled bomb, resulting in the tragic death of a 6-year-old girl and injuries to others, along with significant property damage. Perdomo has since been arrested and confessed to the crime. However, police officials are still investigating the motive behind the attack. A total of 9 individuals have been arrested in connection with the incident, and investigations have revealed that Perdomo was assisted by both Venezuelans and Guyanese within the country. The explosive device was allegedly smuggled into Guyana from Venezuela. In response to these developments, Minister of Home Affairs Wonage Walrond announced that the government will implement a crackdown on illegal immigration. She stated that illegal immigrants will be given a grace period to register, after which they will be taken out of the country. Venezuelan migrants who come here through our ports are all registered, but we acknowledge that our borders are porous and some individuals enter illegally. To address this, the government has launched the EID program, Walrond explained. In 2023, the government of Guyana signed a $35.4 million contract with German company Veritas Identity Solutions for the implementation of the National Electronic ID. The EID card aims to provide holders with streamlined access to government and healthcare services, with distinct cards for citizens and non-citizens. While specific details were not disclosed, Minister Walrond emphasized that individuals illegally residing in the country will be given a grace period to secure their EIDs. After that grace period has expired and you're not registered, and have an EID card, you will be taken out of the country and other sanctions will be implemented, she affirmed. New details uncovered in gas station attack investigation. Newsroom reports investigators probing the gas station attack on Sunday have uncovered new information indicating that the prime suspect and his accomplices conducted a surveillance operation prior to the bombing of the Regent and King Streets gas station in Georgetown. This was confirmed by Crime Chief Wendell Blanham, who stated during a press conference that, between 11 a.m. and noon on Sunday, Daniel Alexander Ramirez Perdomo, the prime suspect, along with 3 accomplices, a male and a female, both Venezuelan, and a Guyanese hire car driver, traveled to Georgetown in a motor vehicle, which has since been recovered by the police. Blanham revealed that Daniel arrived in Guyana around 8 a.m. on Sunday, having illegally crossed from Venezuela by boat. The group parked the car near the gas station, where the female accomplice exited the vehicle and went to KFC, which is adjacent to the gas station, to purchase food for Daniel and the other Venezuelan. During this time, the suspects reportedly conducted surveillance of the gas station before executing the attack. Afterward, they traveled to Region 3. On Tuesday afternoon, police arrested Daniel in Verginogen, Region 3. His clothing, believed to have been worn during the attack, was recovered shortly before his arrest. The tragic attack resulted in the death of 6-year-old Soraya Bourne and left several of her relatives injured. Minister of Home Affairs Wanij Waldron announced on Tuesday that the government will be pursuing the death penalty in this case. Government to implement mandatory registration for migrants with EID card system. News source Guyana reports the government of Guyana has announced that within weeks, migrants will undergo mandatory registration as part of its electronic identification EID card system. This initiative particularly targets illegal migrants who will be required to register for the EID card. Failure to do so may result in deportation. Minister of Home Affairs Wanij Waldron made the announcement during a press conference on Tuesday, which provided an update on the police investigation into the deadly attack at the mobile gas station, allegedly carried out by Venezuelan national Daniel Alexander Ramirez Perdomo, along with 8 suspected accomplices now in police custody. Minister Waldron highlighted the situation of Venezuelan migrants in Guyana, noting that while those entering through official ports are registered, the porous nature of the country's borders has allowed many undocumented migrants to enter. Venezuelan migrants who come here through our ports are all registered, and their details are taken. However, we acknowledge that some people enter illegally, and to address that, the government has launched the EID program, she stated. Perdomo, who reportedly entered Guyana via river undetected on Sunday morning, was carrying an explosive device which he detonated in Georgetown, resulting in the tragic death of 6-year-old Soraya Bourne and injuries to 4 others. With concerns about sleeper agents from neighboring Venezuela potentially within the country, the EID card system aims to track all migrants, not just Venezuelans. Minister Waldron emphasized that illegal migrants will be given a grace period to register for the EID card. Persons who are in Guyana illegally will have a grace period to register and obtain this EID card. Without it, they will be unable to access services, banking, and risk deportation after the grace period expires, she warned. Commissioner of Police and Chief Immigration Officer, Clifton Hicken, stated that the EID card system would be rolled out within the next 3 to 4 weeks. He noted that immigration authorities have been monitoring the migrant population and that this additional layer of registration is necessary. Within the next 3 or 4 weeks, we will implement a mechanism to identify all unregistered immigrants in Guyana, Commissioner Hicken added. Currently, Guyana is home to a vast number of migrants, with Venezuelans representing the largest group. Estimates suggest there are now more than 50,000 Venezuelan migrants living in the country. Minister of Home Affairs promises zero-tolerance approach to corruption. Minister of Home Affairs Wanij Waldron has emphasized a zero-tolerance policy towards corruption under her leadership. During an interview on the Starting Point podcast on Wednesday, she assured the public that all reports of corruption will be taken seriously. Even if it's a $200 bribe or a $200 million bribe, it is a scourge in this society that we have to tackle head-on, Waldron stated. She acknowledged that corruption has been treated too casually in the past and highlighted how it undermines police authority when individuals believe they can bypass laws with money. In a prior media interview, Minister Waldron noted that the government's digital transformation agenda would play a significant role in combating corruption across various agencies. Last month, the Guyana Police Force, GPF, issued a statement urging the public to refrain from offering bribes to officers. I have had the concurrence of the leadership that these issues need to be addressed, Waldron said, urging the public to speak up when they witness corrupt practices. The minister assured that any complaints reaching her office would be addressed firmly. We've already had to deal with some of these instances. Take pictures, record the incidents. Policing is a partnership with citizens, and we must not allow this scourge to continue to grow. We have to take a stand, she emphasized. Waldron encouraged the public to adopt a see something, say something approach, assuring that complaints will not fall on deaf ears under her leadership. Minor accuses GGMC of ignoring court rulings in access battle for Taraparu concessions. News source Guyana reports, a minor, Wallace Daniels, has accused the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, GGMC, of disregarding court rulings in favor of a single large-scale miner, hindering his efforts to access mining concessions in Taraparu for the past 13 years. Daniels, who is also a surveyor, stated that despite securing permits to prospect and obtaining 2 court rulings in his favor, he has faced significant challenges in acquiring a mining permit for 4 blocks in the Puruni mining district. His applications were submitted back in 2012. The matter went through the courts, and the courts at every level came to the same conclusion that the properties were acquired legitimately, honestly, and straightforwardly, Daniels told reporters during a press conference. In a press statement on Tuesday, the GGMC claimed that neither Daniels nor his associate, Marvis Halleman, holds any permit or license to prospect or mine in the area. The commission stated that it has never published any notice of intention to grant state land to Daniels nor prepared any draft permit for issuance. However, on May 20, 2024, Principal Magistrate Alan Wilson ruled that the GGMC should approve Daniels' application dated December 7, 2012. Magistrate Wilson noted that objections from Andrew Alfonso regarding Daniels' claims were unfounded, as evidence indicated that the area Daniels applied for did not include the Puruni River. Dissatisfied with the ruling, the GGMC sought a judicial review, which was dismissed by High Court Judge Jacqueline Josiah Graham, who refused to quash Magistrate Wilson's decision. Daniels highlighted the limitations he faces without a mining permit, stating, "If you are just prospecting, you cannot be having excavators digging large holes." He explained that while they have recently gained access to excavators, they have not been able to conduct proper prospecting. Tensions escalated last weekend when the GGMC, along with the police, dismantled a camp managed by Halleman. Halleman and 2 security officers were detained but later released. The GGMC alleged that Halleman facilitated illegal mining operations in the area claimed by Daniels, stating that investigations found Halleman allowed unauthorized individuals access to the Taraparu area. Daniels firmly denied the allegations, asserting that the GGMC is intent on preventing him from mining the land. He expressed frustration over the continued police and GGMC interventions, which he described as efforts to intimidate and destroy his equipment. Michelle Halleman, who witnessed the police and GGMC's actions, claimed that before the September 1 elections, the Natural Resources Minister had assured that necessary approvals would be granted post-elections, giving the green light for work to commence. Statement from Sol Guyana Incorporated regarding the tragic explosion. Sol Guyana Incorporated, Sol, the authorized distributor of mobile fuels in Guyana through its mobile-branded retail network, is deeply saddened by the tragic explosion that occurred on Sunday, October 26th, at the Regent Street service station in Georgetown. Our sincere condolences go out to the family of young Soraya Bourne, who lost her life, and our heartfelt thoughts remain with all those injured or affected. We also extend our appreciation to the emergency services, authorities, and our retailer for their swift and professional response. At this time, authorities led by the Ministry of Home Affairs are on-site conducting a thorough investigation. The Guyana Police Force has confirmed that the incident is being treated as a criminal matter, and an individual believed to have caused the explosion has been identified and is presently in police custody, assisting with the investigation. Sol remains fully committed to cooperating with the relevant authorities as the investigation continues, and has also launched an internal review in collaboration with the retailer. We recognize the public concern surrounding this devastating incident and reaffirm that the safety and well-being of our team, customers, and community remain our top priority. Sol will continue to share verified updates as they become available and urges the public to follow official safety guidance and avoid the affected area while investigations are ongoing. Azor Joseph remanded to prison following bank vandalism. Newsroom reports, Azor Joseph, a 25-year-old laborer caught on camera vandalizing 2 banks in New Amsterdam, Burbis, has been remanded to prison as of Wednesday. A psychiatric evaluation has also been ordered for Joseph. Represented by attorney-at-law Akeem Lampkin, Joseph appeared before Magistrate Michelle Mathias at the Reliance Magistrates Court. According to reports, last Sunday, Joseph used a metal object to shatter the front glass of Scotiabank before proceeding to Republic Bank, where he damaged 2 ATMs and the glass front access door. In total, 8 glass windows and 2 doors were damaged at Scotiabank. During the court proceedings, Joseph's mother informed the court that her son had been living in Georgetown with a relative. She stated that 3 weeks prior, she noticed he was exhibiting disorderly behavior. Concerned, she traveled to investigate and brought Joseph back to Region 6. She also mentioned that he had not previously undergone a mental health evaluation. However, his attorney informed the court that Joseph had been diagnosed with a mental illness 4 months ago, which prompted his relocation to Burbus. The prosecution requested that Joseph be remanded to undergo a thorough psychiatric evaluation. After considering this request, Magistrate Matthias ordered that Joseph be remanded. The case has been transferred to the New Amsterdam Magistrates Court and is scheduled to be heard on November 6, 2025. Tragedy strikes again. 67-year-old man dies after bee attack in Enterprise Backlands. Just 1 week after a deadly bee attack claimed the life of a young contractor at Triumph, East Coast Demerara, ECD. Tragedy has struck again, this time in Enterprise Backlands, where a 67-year-old man died after being swarmed by bees while working on his property. The deceased has been identified as Lennox Mikey Luke, a resident of Kitty, Georgetown. According to police reports, the incident occurred between 9:30 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. on Wednesday, as Luke and a construction worker, 29-year-old Selwyn Dean, also from Kitty, were cleaning and fencing a plot of land. While the men were working, a large swarm of bees suddenly emerged from nearby bushes and launched an attack. In an attempt to escape, Dean ran forward, while Luke retreated but fell to the ground, where he was overtaken by the swarm. Dean managed to escape with minor stings, but Luke was left motionless and under heavy attack. Emergency medical technicians, EMTs, and personnel from the National Agricultural Research and Extension Institute, NARI, were summoned to the scene. They used smoke to disperse the bees and, with the help of public-spirited citizens, managed to retrieve Luke's body. He was taken in an unconscious state to the Enmore Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead around 11:20 a.m., despite efforts to resuscitate him. Police reported visible marks on Luke's back, forearm, and the back of his head. His body is currently at Jarrick's funeral home awaiting a post-mortem examination. This incident follows another fatal bee attack that occurred last week Wednesday at Surrett Drive, Triumph, ECD, which claimed the life of 29-year-old contractor Winston Semple and left his colleague, 40-year-old Glendon Simpson, hospitalized in critical condition. Semple and Simpson had been working on a road construction project when a swarm of bees descended on them, resulting in multiple stings. Semple was pronounced dead on arrival at the Enmore Regional Hospital, while Simpson remains under medical care. The two deaths within a week have raised concerns about bee infestations in several East Coast communities, prompting residents to call for urgent action to identify and safely remove hives located near populated and work areas. Police investigations into both incidents are ongoing. Eradication exercise leads to destruction of over 35,000 cannabis plants in Upper Burbus River. On Wednesday, October 29, 2025, a police operation led by 2 gazetted officers took place in the Macaman Back Dam, Upper Burbus River. During this operation, police ranks discovered 2 cannabis farms measuring 6 acres and 1 acre, containing a total of 35,000 cannabis plants that were growing between 3 to 5 feet tall. Additionally, a makeshift camp measuring approximately 30 feet by 20 feet was found on the property. This camp and its contents were subsequently destroyed. The estimated value of the narcotics destroyed is about $11,858,000. GYD. Police investigations are ongoing. .3 kilograms of cannabis found at Port Kaituma. 2 men in police custody. Ranks from the Port Kaituma police station conducted a snap roadblock at 4 miles, Port Kaituma, Northwest District, at approximately 17:30 hours yesterday, Tuesday. During this operation, police stopped a black Toyota Fielder wagon with registration number PAE 4985. The vehicle was driven by 20-year-old James Rose, of mixed Guyanese ancestry, and had 1 passenger, 35-year-old Ian Daniels, an Amerindian. The police informed the occupants of the reason for the stop and inquired if they had any illegal items in their possession. Both Rose and Daniels replied, "No." After obtaining permission from the occupants, the police conducted a search of the vehicle. During the search, one of the police ranks discovered a speaker box inside the vehicle. Upon opening the box in the presence of the occupants, 4 parcels wrapped in Scotch tape were found, containing seeds, leaves, and stems suspected to be cannabis. The occupants were informed of the offense committed and cautioned. Rose stated, "This is Bobby's weed I'm carrying," while Daniels claimed, "I'm just a porter. I don't know anything about this weed." Both men were arrested and taken to the Port Kaituma police station, where the suspected cannabis was weighed, amounting to 4.3 kilograms. The cannabis was subsequently sealed, marked, and lodged for further investigation. Ministry of Human Services and Social Security supports family in need. On Wednesday, a team from the ministry's Difficult Circumstances Unit, DCU, along with a probation and social services officer, visited the home of Mr. Leonard Singh, a dedicated father of 4 whose life was significantly impacted by an accident. Since becoming aware of Mr. Singh's situation, the ministry has been actively working with him and his family to provide ongoing support and address their needs. During the visit, the team delivered a care package that included a hamper, a new wheelchair, and Pampers for his children, aimed at providing immediate relief to the household. Mr. Singh, who has been receiving public assistance since his accident last year, is in the process of transitioning to permanent disability assistance following the completion of the board's review. Meanwhile, his children will continue to benefit from public assistance support. Minister Walrond addresses misleading claims about electronic ID card. Honorable Wanij Walrond, Minister of Home Affairs, has categorically rejected false and misleading statements circulating on social media regarding the issuance of the new electronic identification, EID card. She emphasized that these claims are misinformed and intended to create public confusion about a legitimate national security initiative. During a recent press conference, Minister Walrond clarified that the EID card will be issued to both citizens and non-citizens. There will be an EID citizen card for Guyanese nationals and an EID resident card for migrants who meet the required legal criteria, such as holding valid work permits. The EID resident cards are designed to ensure compliance with national regulations, including those of the Guyana Revenue Authority, GRA, and the National Insurance Scheme, NIS, while providing secure access to government and private sector services. Notably, EID resident cards issued to non-citizens will remain valid only for the duration of their approved legal stay. Minister Walrond condemned attempts to portray the government's monitoring of foreign nationals as a means to legitimize illegal migrants, labeling such statements as malicious and intended to sow public discord. The government of Guyana remains committed to modernizing public services, protecting borders, ensuring citizen safety, and enhancing national security through responsible technology use. She urged all citizens to rely on verified, official information and to reject divisive narratives that undermine national unity. Government to seek death penalty for suspects in Georgetown terror attack. Minister of Home Affairs Wanij Walrond has announced that law enforcement officials will pursue the death penalty for those responsible for the deadly terror attack in Georgetown on Sunday. Currently, 9 individuals are in custody assisting with the investigation into the attack. Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken identified the prime suspect as Daniel Alexander Ramirez Piedomo, a Venezuelan national linked to a gang in Venezuela. He was arrested today in Virginogan Sideline Dam, East Bank Essequibo, following police action based on received intelligence. During a press conference, Hicken stated that the Guyana Police Force, GPF, is investigating whether the terror attack was part of an organized network. As investigations progress, authorities plan to pursue several charges, including terrorism, murder, attempted murder, arson, and malicious damage to property. Earlier on Tuesday, President Dr. Irfan Ali shared an excerpt from the Criminal Law Offenses Act on social media, indicating that anyone committing a terrorist act resulting in death could face the death penalty. Crime Chief Wendell Blanham reported that Piedomo entered Guyana illegally by boat on the same day as the attack, around 8 a.m. He is believed to have received assistance from both Venezuelan and Guyanese accomplices. Blanham noted that the suspect is cooperating with investigators and has confessed to the crime, revealing that the explosive device was brought from Venezuela and activated by a switch he triggered. The attack occurred shortly before 7:30 p.m. when an explosive device planted at the mobile gas station detonated, tragically killing 6-year-old Soraya Bourne and injuring several others, including 2 additional children. While Guyana has not abolished the death penalty, the last execution took place in 1997. High Court dismisses claim against Sinohydro in fatal accident case. High Court Judge Justice Nicolas Pierre dismissed the statement of claim filed by attorney-at-law Darren Wade against Sinohydro Corp. Incorporated, a road construction company, regarding the death of Kareem Powley in an accident on Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, on June 27, 2021. Wade sought damages exceeding $400 million on behalf of Powley's estate. Sinohydro was represented by attorneys Jerome Khan and Narendra Singh, while the government of Guyana, also named as a defendant, was represented by Attorney General Anil Nandlal. On the day of the incident, Powley was a pillion rider on a motorcycle driven by Joshua Mentor, who was later charged with causing death by dangerous driving. According to police reports, Mentor swerved to avoid a motorcar but veered off the road, colliding with a pile of gravel on the shoulder. While both men sustained injuries, Powley died at the scene. Powley's estate, represented by his mother Althea Polydor, claimed that his death resulted from negligence by Sinohydro, which allegedly left an unmarked pile of stones on the road shoulder. Polydor also contended that the Ministry of Public Works was liable due to its control over the road and duty of care to users. However, Justice Pierre noted a significant lack of evidence in Wade's case. Mentor was called as a witness during the proceedings and admitted to driving at a high speed on the day of the accident. The defense argued that the gravel was not on the road but beside it, and the motorcycle collided with the gravel because it swerved to avoid an unidentified car. Furthermore, evidence from the police accident report indicated that the motorcycle did not hit the stones directly but traveled approximately 39 feet before hitting the gravel, with Powley found 96 feet away from the point of impact. This suggested that excessive speed was a critical factor in the accident. Justice Pierre ultimately concluded that the lack of markings or lights on the unlit road shoulder did not cause the accident or Powley's death, thereby exonerating Sinohydro from liability. The court ordered that costs be paid by the claimant to both Sinohydro and the government.